Welcome to the Globetrottin ADs. This podcast is for you, athletic directors, activity coordinators, coaches, and program associates based in international schools around the world. The Globetrottin ADs is proudly hosted by Nick DeForest from the American International School Vienna and Matt Fleming from the American International School of Budapest. Here they are now, Nick and Matt and the Globetrottin ADs.
Hi everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the Globetrottin ADs. Very, very special episode. We're back live in person for our CEESA meetings. We're coming to you from Bucharest, Romania today, having an Ursus, a wonderful local brew here in Bucharest, Romania. We are excited to be meeting again with our CEESA folks, ADs and ACs in the conference. It's been 3 years since we've seen each other, a lot of us in person. So this is great. I'm happy to be back here and see these guys. So we're happy to have some guests with us today, which I'll let Nick introduce. And before that, I just want to say welcome once again. And how you doing, Nick?
Yeah, good. Good, Matt. Thanks. I thought you were going to struggle with Ivan's name and not me. Yeah, but that's okay. We're sitting outside with a drink here in Bucharest. As Matt said, joined by two of our colleagues here in CEESA. It's Ivan. Ivan. You see, I even messed that up. Who's in Istanbul, and Steven, who's in Warsaw. But we'll let them introduce themselves a little bit right now. Ivan, why don't you kick it off?
Sure. Thanks, Nick. Matt, thanks for having us. It's a pleasure. Nice to see you in person after a while. But it's nice to be here. Well, I'm an AD and AC in Istanbul International Community School. It's my fourth year there. Looking forward to see what this year is going to bring to the table. We've been off for a while now. Everybody's super excited about what's coming up. So we're all geared up towards schedule this year and see what can we do with our programs.
Yeah. Maybe tell us a little bit more about yourself, like your background. Where are you from originally, and how long you been in Istanbul now?
Well, I'm not new to CEESA. This is the second time around. So we've been coaching together when you were in Latvia. So I think last tournament that we were together was actually in Kiev. It was a combination. No, Bratislava. It was a combination of football and volleyball in the fall. It was cold days. If you remember, we were all soaked on the pitch. It was
like 16 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yes. So at that time, I worked in the International School of Belgrade, and I got to know a lot of people around CEESA region. And then my wife and I moved to Korea. We've been there for 11 years. Amazing experience. Met a lot of people again. Learned a lot of different things about high school sports. And then moved back closer to home again to Istanbul 3 years ago. Started there, and then COVID kind of surprises us, and so we're now trying to continue where we stopped. But it's exciting to be back at CEESA and see some familiar faces. And so let's see what we have in store for this year.
Sure.
Awesome. Well, another long-time CEESA then, guys. Steven.
Hey Nick, hey Matt, thanks for having us. It's been 26 years that I've been in CEESA. I feel like I must have moved to the American School of Warsaw when I was just a young lad, and but started working at the American School, and I haven't looked back. I've loved it. I'm the activities director there, and worked with many different coaches and people over the years. I have 3 kids. My daughter just graduated last year. My son is just starting 9th grade high school, and I have a 3.5-year-old who will attend school in a few years. So we've got the
26 more years.
26 more years before I can retire. Thanks, Matt. But yeah, no, it's I love being in the CEESA region. It's a great place to work, and it's especially nice to finally get back to CEESA and meet old friends that we really haven't seen for 2 or 3 years since we've been hunkered down in all our respective schools. So really good to be back.
Cool. Well, that's great. Thanks, guys. That's and you both kind of alluded to it, being back and We're here at the meeting, first one in a while. But thinking about your school, maybe Ivan, you can start. What's the vibe like at your school with the hope for?
It started it started last year a little bit towards the end of the school year because we had some options available for us. Last year we brought the practices back and the seasons were going, but we just didn't have any competitions in terms of athletics. Towards the end of the school year, a lot of restrictions were lifted, and so we were able to actually host a couple events, one local, one international, regional kind of CEESA event, which was it was nice to see the kids, the parents, staff excited about looking normal again, and I think that we just continue in that direction. Everybody's super excited about this school year, and I think they can't wait for things to get going, and everybody wants to do everything at the same at once, So I guess we gotta kind of spread out a little bit, but I don't know. We're really looking forward to tournaments, having guests again, travels, trips, kids signing up for all the sports that are coming out, trying out for the teams. So we're looking solid in terms of athletics. I think it will be an awesome year. It looks pretty promising at this point.
Awesome.
Do you feel like the pressure's on a little bit, or it's just
I think it's
just super busy again, and trying to sort it all out? What's gonna fall
you know
into
what?
place?
It is busy, but it's good busy. Everybody's enjoying it because we've been off for a long time. I think it's a little bit of a fear of unknown now, like how everything's going to look like. So after first couple trips, it will be different. Right now, everybody is excited, but they're not really sure how things are going to look. What's going to happen? How we're going to do this? How we're going to do that? So I think after first season, it will be a bit clear picture to everybody, and I think we're in the right track. We'll see.
Well, I think on that note, like Nick could definitely back up or support this. Like I think once you guys get crossing the lines and get on the fields and the kids are back in the games and the tournament actions, it's like riding a bike. They're going to be right back in it. The excitement will be there. We went through this similar thing last year, and by the end of the year, we were able to actually travel again and go away for tournaments and host. And it was such a good vibe, and the kids were excited. And with that, the numbers for us went up. So, yeah, I can see how there might be a little bit of trepidation because of the unknown. But I mean, I think it's going to be awesome once they get back into the swing of it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Steven, how about in Warsaw? Is it a bit of a different situation on campus this year?
A little bit, yeah. At the moment, there's a really great positive vibe in our school. After 2 years of no travel, limitations to competitions and local events, now trips are back on the table. And the students cannot wait to visit friends or make new friends in other schools in different parts of the CEESA region. Students have missed having friendly competitions, and whilst in-house competitions were good, you cannot replace meeting other like-minded students in our sister schools. Right. We're also really excited to have a satellite campus for the PSI Kiev school that has been relocated from Kiev to Warsaw. And this gives our student a great opportunity to socialize with students that have had to move from their homes in war-torn Ukraine to safer locations. We currently have approximately 75 additional students in our school, pre-K to 12, and we're really excited about opportunities that will bring for everyone.
Wow, it's amazing. So you have a couple different vibes going on in your school. It's just the ASW plus the Bucharest folks who are visiting now.
Sure.
How's everybody managing with that? Are they able to get
It's nice actually. You go into a classroom, you can't tell who's ASW, who's at PSI Kiev. They're all just friends and all students in our school.
Nice.
All right, so good vibes everywhere. Also at my school, everyone's excited to play. We've started games again. We've had some games this week. Munich's in town this weekend, so it's exciting. But Ivan, what about your season? Do you have like a full season planned? Are we just hoping for something, or what's the outlook?
The schedule is all set for the whole year, as everything is as it used to be. So we're good and set for events that we're hosting, CEESA events that we're hosting. All the trips are getting ready for travels and immune conferences, ISTA festivals. I think we're looking into a full schedule of events. We also have a local league that we participate in, and we had just last week we had a meeting. So those events are back. Everybody's communicating, asking for friendlies. We have tournaments set up, and so seems pretty good. Seems very promising. There's a new moment in our school. We just signed a contract with the Real Madrid Foundation. So this Saturday they're starting with first practice on our campus. Real Madrid Foundation Istanbul is opening for the first time, and they have 3 practice locations, camps. Our school is one of the training grounds.
Cool.
All our students get discount. We have the head coach is Rodrigo Rojas, that's leading the program from Madrid, and then students have opportunity to travel to Valdebebas over the summer for camps, and so. There's lots of opportunities. I think we laid out everything, and we're hoping to go one step at a time. Class trips are back. We're sending kids to different parts of Turkey, grades 4 and up, all the way to seniors. Yeah. So parents are really looking forward to that. It's awesome. It's really good to be part of that.
How's your enrollment been so far?
We graduated a big group of kids last year, but we're constant. It didn't change much. It's maybe 5% down from 3 years ago.
Okay.
But it's not a significant change. It's okay. So we're hoping to increase that a little bit. But we're still going strong, and it's good. We had some good changes in our administration, new people coming in, bringing new energy, positive attitudes, and so it's good.
Yeah. How about you guys, Stephen?
Hey, well, let me just introduce that a bit, because Stephen's an activities director, so we're glad to have some focus on activities here. And I think, like Yvonne said, a lot of the sports and the sports leagues are back and playing, and the last year they practiced, at least internally, as you mentioned, but activities, at least at our school, we're almost shut down because they don't have the base as well as athletics do, I would say. But yeah, so what's your season look like for your activity teams?
Well, it's interesting you say that. Actually, last year we were able to continue in Warsaw a lot of the activities, and as opposed to sports, you can run activity competitions online.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of virtual tournaments between us and other schools, so we were able to continue students having that interaction with other schools. But we do have a full range of activities with maths, knowledge bowl, CEESA and AMI, choir, band, robotics, Model United Nations, ISTA drama events, outdoor club trips, and a whole bunch more in-school events and service projects. One of the main differences is that we now have students and coaches staying in hotels when they travel to other schools.
Yeah, good point.
Which is which is a big difference.
Yeah.
And this will introduce a slight different feel to our tournaments. But kids are excited. Kids can't wait to get busy again and to travel. And a lot of activities are already started, and kids have signed up and are participating already.
Oh, great.
Kind of like a segue to that. Like last week, I was at the CEESA meeting, as you know, Nick, with some of the folks, and I asked that question to the group. I said, "Hey," because a lot of schools in CEESA have already been traveling, and, going to tournaments, and staying in hotels, and all that, and no housing. So my question was, how's that going so far within your school communities? And some folks it's a little too soon to tell, but some of the folks were saying that they felt that it was a welcome change, actually, for sending kids away from hotels. The teams are together more.
Right.
They had a good time because they were together constantly at the hotel, on the bus, to the venue, and back, and so forth, team dinners and stuff like that. And the other point that was brought up was that the families are actually happy not to have to house and feed and transport and take care of the kids. So that's some of the feedback I've gotten so far. So I don't know, like along those lines, what you've heard or what's.
I think everyone right now is fine with it, but I wonder when it comes to, I don't know, the spring season, and Timmy's traveled for 5 trips already, and then maybe, not the upper end of our parents, but the normal parents. They maybe say, well, they can't go to this or they can't go to that. So I think
there are positive sides to both options, right? Both versions. You can can easily organize and host more. I think smaller schools can benefit from this. There's no pressure on them to find enough families to host an event, so that's good. We were talking earlier that you're taking a little bit away of those strong connections that kids form and bond, and they stay in each other's places, and they become friends for life, I guess, because they share a lot of good moments, right? It's usually always that that shy feeling on Thursday afternoon when they get to know each other, and then all the hugs and tears on Sunday morning when they're leaving. And so I've seen both sides. I'm sure right now we're going with the hotels. They're positive ends of both options. So we'll see.
Cool.
Yeah, I think with the hosting more is great. Actually, we're combining a lot in our other league. So in November we have a JV girls and a JV boys volleyball tournament at the same time as a middle school boys soccer.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So it's going to be so many people around. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. But everything was positive until I sent the schedule to our volleyball referee yesterday. And he's like, wow, that looks great. Let me see if I can get officials, because we have 3 courts going the whole time for like 2 full days. So yeah, he'll get it done, and I'm sure he will, but that's one thing.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge. So if there's more events, it's also more officials.
Right. Yeah, we're going to have similar issues with our DVAC league things we're hosting, because we're doubling up on a couple of events, but I know that once those weekends come, those Saturdays come, the vibe and the atmosphere on campus is going to be great. So
yeah,
it'll be worth it.
Yeah, I agree. I know the vibe after just the first practices, the first day of practices for both athletics and activities. Kids were like, this is great. We're
Good
back.
numbers.
Yeah, big numbers.
Yep,
a lot of kids turning
Very
out.
good numbers.
It was really cool.
Well, I think probably no matter where you are, maybe not in China, I'm not sure, but everyone is expecting a normal year and is excited about it. But if there's one thing, maybe kind of a quick answer, it doesn't have to be, but that you hope for this year, what do you really hope as we go through this year for your program or your school or your kids?
I just think that a lot of these kids there will experience didn't have a chance to do so. So we graduated a few grade levels that didn't have a chance to experience trips and sports and tournaments in their junior, senior year. So now these kids that are coming up were freshmen when we stopped. So I think their take will probably be the experience that they're going to get and how that actually looks like. I don't think they know what we are talking about.
Right.
They heard about it from their older athletes, but they've never experienced it.
Yeah.
So they know they want it, but they're not really sure what it is and how does it look like.
Yeah, I think looking back,
That's
I don't
great.
think there would be any middle schooler who's done a CEESA tournament.
Probably no.
Anybody in grade this year in 6, 7, 8.
No.
Right.
Unless they were flunked.
No.
And
Yeah.
do it in 8th grade
But
again.
Right.
No, I'm just, but you know what I mean? Like that's
Third
going to be
graders,
very
yeah,
exciting
yes,
for them
yes.
once they get into it.
I have
all new.
twins. They're grade 6 right now.
Oh, wow.
So when this whole thing started, they were grade 3. So now they can travel to middle school CEESA trips. Can you imagine the excitement around the house?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I can. They're really looking forward to it. So
That's cool.
working hard to make the teams.
Yeah. That's cool.
So yeah, that's what we're expecting from this year.
I guess my hopes is that students will have the ability to make up for that missed opportunities, whether it's in activities or athletics. The power of meeting new friends, experiencing other cultures in other countries is so important. Our students have been limited to a lot of screen time over the last couple of years. I just want to get the kids, out and about, off campus, enjoying meeting other people and doing things that they haven't done. And as you say, you've got 6th graders. There's 8th graders who have missed out on that for 2 years.
Right.
And those are pretty formative years of their schooling.
Yeah.
And now they're going back in 8th grade. And I hope they can try and catch on for some of the things they've missed.
Yeah, and that's getting out, experiencing some things regardless. Hotels, housing. You know what I mean? It's out there and doing
take
stuff.
it
That's
all
great.
in.
What about you, Matt?
Yeah, like carrying on. Now that we're able to travel again for all 3 seasons, we're back to like it was basically in 2019.
Yeah.
With the exception of housing and not necessarily going to everything we did, but I think for me, it's like making sure the systems are running well to make these as efficient and smooth as possible in terms of getting the parents informed, the coaches prepared, the kids prepared for the travel. Just because it's all coming on very quickly.
Right.
And it's the snowball has been kicked down the hill already. So it's just accumulating and just trying to keep it from getting too out of control.
You're right about that. I was having just a similar conversation with my colleague. He's organizing trips and events, and we work together in the office. And so it was a busy day, and we were talking like, are we getting out of shape a little bit? We're not used to this much volume of work, and so it was awesome. System, it was really good. Yes, but we need to adjust quickly. I think that's necessary. It's like you said, riding a bike, right? We'll get back to it. It just takes some time.
For sure.
Sore muscles at the beginning.
Oh yeah. Especially and now being away, like we're here for 3 days, maybe 4. For some of us, like we haven't had that in a couple of years. No matter what was going on, you were there. You were behind your computer. You were in the. I would say my hope maybe is a bit negative, but I hope that snowball that you mentioned, Matt, keeps going. Last year we had a pretty good fall where we were. We had a normal spring, but the winter really suffered. We didn't have a swim season, and the basketball teams really suffered compared. So I just hope that no matter what happens, all the seasons and sports can have a full season, and can really experience that. Not just, it seems like the fall is going to be fine, but I just hope the winter and then the spring can.
You don't want any surprises.
Right.
Yeah.
And the activity kids, hopefully, they're going to be able to get some experiences as well. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen with those, but hopefully we'll be able to get some of those events in person again, because those were super fun and valuable. For sure. I think back to those robotics competitions and the buzz in the air that the kids are experiencing when those tournaments are happening. So
those online activities were the only thing that were happening at some point, and so we were holding on to it. Like I would bring, had to get permission to bring math kids to school so we can administer the tests. So that
nice.
And that was amazing to have kids on campus after such a long time. So that was it was awesome. And our school actually won the first CEESA online speech and debate, CEESA speech and debate. That was unbelievable. Can you imagine the atmosphere that created? That was awesome. That was really cool.
Kukri are a global multi-sport clothing brand specializing in providing the world's most prestigious schools with bespoke made and designed team uniforms for students of all standards and abilities. If you are frustrated by inconsistent colors, branding, costs, and sizing across your school's uniforms, then it's time to discuss an offering where every sport is available from softball to soccer for male and female athletes at rates to suit your budget. To find out how Kukri could elevate the apparel of your student athletes to a professional level, email the team at contact@kukrisports.com. A dedicated sales manager will offer you a quote today. Mention this ad and receive a special offer on your coach or PE staff order. As we're kind of wrapping up this table talk here with pizza and beer and a visiting cat. We're in Bucharest, so we're here for an in-person meeting. What are you looking forward to most about the meeting here? Stephen, I want you to go first.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing is it's great to see everyone again. It really is, and as we sat there and we were just chatting about a few things today, and people would come in through the hotel, and everyone was hugs. I haven't seen you for 2 years, 3 years. It was just so great to see everyone. And to come together and finally, face to face, you can't beat face to face for a meeting. You can do so much on Zoom, but no, you've got to go and have a sidebar conversation with someone from another school. It's so much easier face to face. So I'm looking forward to getting host sites filled on the calendar. We're missing a few. We really hope to fill those up. I know that schools are still a little nervous about putting their name down to host. But I hope schools will come through and we'll get a full calendar and we'll get lots of events hosted again this year.
Cool. What about you?
We were talking about students, how they need to get back and reconnect and all that. Same thing with us. A number of people left. There were some great guys that have been around for a while that are gone now, different reasons. and now we have new faces. We have to connect and reconnect and see people again, and hopefully lay out a good pathway for the year, I guess. Confirm a couple dates and just get things going. I don't know if that's get that snowball rolling that you were talking about.
Yeah.
So that's the hope.
Yeah. No, it's the same for me. See people behind. People are more than just their emails, right? Especially people with not native English speakers. Emails sometimes are hard, or questions may seem abrasive, or you didn't write too many niceties at the beginning or the end or whatever. But just to know that we're all people outside of our computers again. Get back to that. It's really nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and along those lines, I'm looking forward to helping out the new folks.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that some of these things might be a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
First time kind of meeting. We're veterans. We've been through this before.
Right.
But these people the folks who are new to CEESA, they're going to need some help a little bit. So look forward to helping them.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I was really thinking of should I come? Oh, for sure. I was thinking, should I even come? Because we have 3 CEESA activities, I think, right now. That's it. We're only in 3, maybe 4 if I've forgotten one. So I thought, well, maybe I could zoom into this, because that was an option. But I thought, no, I need to go. I need to connect, or like you said, Matt, hopefully help out a little bit on at least the history of stuff. Some of the things, right?
For sure.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right. Well, we'd like to ask everybody that's on about their favorite thing or something they love to do in their current home, and that's Istanbul and Warsaw for this episode. But we have a 26-year veteran of Warsaw, so you probably could talk for hours about the things you love about Warsaw. But can you give us a couple highlights?
Sure.
Yeah.
I love our school, the location. It's a beautiful campus. But Poland has so much to offer. Hiking in the Tatra Mountains, sailing on the Masurian lakes, and basking on the beautiful beaches on the Baltic coast. Warsaw is a safe, fun city for all ages and for all interests. So I've been there for 26 years. If that's not testament itself, I don't know what is, but I wouldn't live anywhere else. I love it.
Wow, awesome. Stephen, how about Istanbul?
Well, we never felt that we were under any restrictions in Turkey, because even during lockdowns and even during some limitations to travel, we were still able to hit the beaches. We were still able to go to the mountains and ski. Everything was more or less open if you were there. That helped a lot. Yeah. Turkey is an amazing country. It's huge, unbelievable opportunities are there.
That's okay.
And so I'm not really sure where to start. It's a mixture of thousands of years of history, so many different cultures. Life there is just very unpredictable all the time. You never know what's coming. Istanbul is always it's a hub. People come and go. Being there's always somebody visiting and wants to see you. You're hosting a lot. That's great. And personally, what I've been doing, you said, since we got there, there's a big tennis complex close to our house. 23 indoor courts, 18 outdoor courts, and so I've been playing with some unbelievable coaches and practicing my kids as well. So it's really a great thing that happened. But school is way outside the city, and that's one thing that I really like about it. Clean air, blue skies, huge campus, lots of things to do. So. I can go on. I can start probably talking about food, but that's the bad part of it. It's so good that you got to stay away from it. So, but then we are really enjoying it as a family. It's pretty good. Lots of good people that we have that we met in the last couple of years, and we connected and hang out with. Good.
Super. Stuff. Well, that's great. You want to wrap up?
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining us here in Bucharest. Again, so great to be here in person, having a beer at a table. There's cats running around. There's good pizza. Here comes 3 more beers. And I'm looking forward to at the table tomorrow and Friday, get this work done, this important work done, and moving forward with the rest of the year.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Nick.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you
That's
next
it.
time on the Globetrottin ADs.
Until next week, this has been another episode of the Globetrottin ADs.